Welcome to Relfections of Alyx, the video series devoted to the best, and only the best, of Alyx mods. This mod today is Across the Coast, version 1.5. In this series, I'll be explaining why these mods are as good as they are, and showcasing impressive gameplay. The first point about why this mod is as great as it is that it's a Half-Life 2 remake, if you will, but with its own creative liberties. The soundtrack and the sounds are your first example. The other is the pacing. As you notice, we started off in a very calm setting. The mod kind of goes at a very slow pace to begin with, which is why I chose to allow my friend and my wife to play it, since they're not familiar with Alyx, or VR for that matter. Figured this would be a good introductory mod. So it starts off with a few head crabs, a few zombies. Gives the player a chance to get their bearings on the map, appreciate the atmosphere of Half-Life 2. And I say the atmosphere of Half-Life 2 because this is basically the atmosphere of Half-Life 2. The textures are all really well done as well. Oof. Split him wide open.
Last 2 shells.
If you're not really familiar with Half-Life 2, I'd say this mod is probably top 2 in terms of recreations. This is another point and why this
3 mags left.
mod is great for beginners, because if they came up against a combine, they wouldn't need cover, and this is it. When my friend and my wife played it, they were actually very surprised that they could use their bodies in order to duck for cover versus just pressing Control or C, whatever you like to use. Just gonna put this right here, as this is where it gets a little bit heavy.
One left.
By this point, we've entered the intermediate section of the map. You kind of want to know what you're doing, at least in VR, if not in... Must have been a train. This room is a refueling station. Something that kind of tells you that things are about to get pretty serious around here. Now, obviously, the creator could have just left that door wide open or put a normal door there. But they chose to use an interactive wooden plank the player actually had to move. This is a great example of introducing complex combat to a new VR player, so that if they feel uncomfortable at any point with the combat, they can just step away and walk outside the room and disengage. Another reason why this is a good introductory map for new players. I'm going to use that grenade to dwindle his health. Looks like that's all the pistol ammo I have. It's up to the energy gun from here. Just enough. No ammo on these bodies, but I do see some energy ammo on his pocket. These big bad boys usually have at least one. This is very reminiscent of the bridge scene from Half-Life 2 as well. If you played it, you'd almost expect an advisor, a gunship, to come sailing across, shooting down at you. Now, according to the story of this mod, the creators said that Eli is on his way to Nova Prospect. Your job is to intercept him on this train. This is a good point to emphasize the atmosphere of this mod. The grayscale, the models, the wind that's blowing, the leaves, occasionally some seagulls right there. All of that is very Half-Life 2 like.
I'm out. No more mags.
Unfortunately out of pistol ammo. This is my favorite weapon. And this is actually the suppressed pistol skin. I chose it because it's really the closest thing that I can tell from our mod selection that looks like the pistol from Half-Life 2. I don't know why no one has made a skin for the pistol from Half-Life 2. Seems like it would be a very obvious choice if you were going to make a skin, right? Let's take out this guy quick. I know I saw a grenade on you, fella. Stow that away for later. This is a good moment to recognize that Half-Life 2 also used elements of the map to show where you're going and where you came from. But also, like Half-Life 2, and maybe a bit of a spoiler for this map, is that it will reuse or recycle places that you came from and make it places that you're going. So later in this map, we'll see that we go right back up these stairs onto the other side. There's that pistol ammo that we needed. And like any good mod, it's gonna break up the gameplay with a little puzzle here and there. Doesn't have to be super difficult. I think this map tends to focus on combat and atmosphere. Doesn't really want to make it too complex or complicated. Poor guy. Terrible way to die. Taking a massive dookie. Oh, you hear that? Sounded like that thing just made some kind of spooky noise. Looks like we're trying to turn the power on to that train. I could be wrong about that, but seems to be the gist of what's going on here. I should refuel some of my health. And there should be a little health boy in here. Little caterpillar guy. Grub.
Power back on. Oh god.
Looks like the Combine are after me.
You need to get out of here now.
Turning that power on seemed to trigger them. Gotta reload my pistol. Oh man, where did he go? He's way over there. Looks like I'm out of pistol ammo again. That's hard to believe since I'd seem to have picked up more mags. Well, he has just run away, hasn't he? Like I said, we're going back up these stairs, but not without a fight. Where is that lone soldier? There he is. Dwindle his health with that grenade, because they are quite meaty. Quick work. On to the next section. This is the hardest battle of them all. We got a bad guy right there. And, like in classic Half-Life 2 fashion, there's an opportunity to use physics as your friend and take out the enemy. Except he ran away from it. Those pipes were supposed to fall on him. Never mind. He just walked into the pipes and died. I guess that's scripting for you. Well, that was easy. A little skeet shooting to end the round. And this marks the end of the mod, the end of the map, and the end of the first episode to Relfections of Alyx.
We did it.